Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Narrative Project Podcast. We're starting a bit late, so let's dive right in. Tonight, we've got two interesting topics: why men decide to get married, and clearing up the idea that black men are mad at black women. We got some thought provoking Instagram videos to discuss, so let's drop right in and get started with your thoughts and share. Now, let's get straight to your host, JD Icon and your boy, Mike.
What up, world?
What's up, bro? What's going
Man,
on? It's a little late, ain't
just a
it?
little bit, when you got shit going on, you just got shit going on.
Well, man,
But we in here. That's what matters. And if y'all in here, like we in here, then y'all need to be in here. Matter of fact, let me go. I'm about to go and click on this thing. But look, yup, I just saw it. Boom. So now I'm following on now, and I'm about to get it on here. If I can stream from 75 different pages, y'all need to be on here from 75 different pages.
right.
Every page y'all got.
But man, how you been, brother?
Man, look, I've been all right. I can't complain. It's a couple of debts, in the fam, but we're gonna power through this.
Man,
We're gonna show resilience.
speaking of deaths, I know y'all saw my post, man. Y'all pray for myself and my family, man. I lost my grandfather,
Man, the great one.
but this one for him, man. Shout out to that man who taught me everything I know about anything. Understand me? So,
Shout out to our little brother, Beezy, aka Hitter, aka Cabal.
oh, man, shout out to the youngin, bro. Rest in peace to him. It's crazy because we had an impact on that youngin man early on in life, and proud to say that everybody put their little 1-2. You know what I'm saying? To make him feel welcome what we had going on at the time, man. Because we wanted to be one of them show boys, one of the boys. Because if you know, you know.
He
But
wanted in, and he was let in a big way. Damn, I miss my dog.
man, don't get me started, man. Look, you're like I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Like I've been a wreck, you know, off and on, but I'm better now, and knowing my grandfather in a better place. And, again, blessings to my family, blessings to Cabal family, blessings to anybody who lost somebody. That shout out to all them people. So it's good to think about the good times and think about what those people taught you, what you taught them, and talk about the emotions and the love that y'all shared. It's dope. 'Cause this and don't be afraid. I've been hearing it a lot lately, man. People have been checking up on me, bro. Like just that I ain't talked to in a long time. People just been hitting me up, like, man, you good, you straight. I just want to make sure you all right. Hit
Right.
me up. Let me, it's like so. Shout out to everybody, man, who reached out to me, bro, and because y'all ain't had to do that, man. So it just showed me that people got love for me, and I'm grateful. I really am, for real, for real. But let's go on do what we do with the show, man. And I thought we put a different spin on it, and we always trying to we looking at these stories, and we listen to women say the things that they say, but we also want to try to teach a little bit and show y'all a little bit of something about
Right.
what men need and what they want, and maybe some of y'all could take that in consideration and apply that, because it's not always about like what somebody gonna give to you. You also got to learn what you're gonna give to somebody.
Hmm.
That's real important. And if you're not willing to do that, maybe you're single for a reason. So can we please have the first video? You know what I'm saying? Listen to these dope words from this nice young lady.
getting married truly for one reason. The men can work and provide for themselves. He does not necessarily need you to cook, clean, and have sex because he can get sex from multiple women. A lot of them can cook and clean. Their mother taught them, or they can pay someone to get it. The culture is telling them these women do not get married. So why would a man go past what the culture is telling him and choose to have a wife? It's for one real simple reason. Because with a wife, you can now have love, you can now have nurturing, you can have support, you can have affection. This is what he can't get from a roommate. So if that is not what you're leading with, your relationships with men is love, support, nurturing, and respect, this is why your husband is now pulling away, because in the beginning you gave him those things. But as you got into the relationship, you got bitter, you got resentful, you start seeing his flaws, start counting that against him, you start measuring him against other men, and now you're pulling back on the love, the affection, and the nurturing. When a man wants to get married, he's only getting married truly for one reason. The men can work and provide for themselves. He does not necessarily need you to cook, clean, and have sex because he can get sex from multiple women. A lot of them can cook and clean. Their mother taught them, or they can pay someone to get it. The culture is telling them these women do not.
Rolling. There we go. Hey man, you notice how in everything that people say they got stuff that cancel out, but the other party doesn't let it cancel out? Meaning she says, you know, the part about you getting resentful and you start seeing his flaws. Well, if I got flaws and you got flaws, that cancels out. So should nobody be nothing about somebody's flaws? That man, whatever. Two things that's the same cancel out. Everything else, I mean, what are you resenting? Are you resenting the girl, everybody else, they getting to go out and they getting to do this and they getting to do that and you can't do it? Because you ain't living that life? Like, what you resenting? What is it that a woman resents from being in a relationship? I don't get that.
I think it's,
what does she lose out on? Ain't the relationship to come up for you?
I think we tend to want the things that we can't have at the time. Meaning, when you were single and you was out, you know, doing what you're doing and having fun, you didn't have that companionship. So you sought to get that companionship. Now, once you got that companionship and you're in a relationship and you're doing what the relationship entails, now you're looking back and you say, damn, now I'm not able to be out. I just think it's,
whose fault is that? Everybody, you jump in and you feel like you got to be on a fucking 1,000 over here. No, you was doing this, you was longing for this. Guess what you got to do? You got to find the middle. The reason why y'all having all these problems and having all this issue is because you want to go, when you first meeting somebody, you want to go full on because what you didn't have. So now you're going full on that. And once you get full off that, now you're going off what you ain't getting nine. You keep going back and forth. And that, where you balance at?
well, everybody don't know how to have balance. And then when you don't have balance within a relationship, depending on the type of person or the partner you have, because a lot of times you figuring out that I can't be 100% of who I was before I was in this relationship. But you also accepted that going into the relationship as well, because that's what you accept, that you're not going to necessarily be 100% you. You're not going to necessarily get your way or be able to do and move how you want to move all the time.
Right.
I think
none of us get to move how the hell we want to move when you have to consider somebody else in their feelings.
I get it. I think what has to happen is both people, like they said, you have to choose that person every single day. And what choosing that person means is you have to also choose to provide a certain level of excitement or what that person needs every single day to feel somewhat fulfilled. Now, you have to do a lot of those things for yourself, You have to be okay with it. That's just like, okay, if you went out all the time and you went to the club and you had fun that way. When you got a relationship, you may not necessarily be doing that. What I find over time, as much as I used to love to go out and party, man, that ain't even my thing no more. A lot of times, you get up in age, you want to just go do whatever you're going to do and get back home. You want to go to work, come back home. You want to be able to go to the store and come back home. You want to be able to just, if you want to have an outing with your kids, go have that outing and come back home. Why? Because most of the time you spend at work or somewhere else other than home. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we have to be able to, you have to manage yourself and you have to enjoy the decision you made to be in a relationship.
And why is that such a hard thing to enjoy? Because you the one made the choice.
Yeah, but
There's nothing hard about. Look, man, this woman obviously did enough, or this man obviously did enough to make you say to hell with everybody else. So now you with that person, like it's just y'all.
yeah, but it's also a difference in how that those two people see each other over time in most cases.
Yeah, it's because when you start living with somebody is when you really get to see how they operate. You really get to know them. Like relationships where people don't live in the same household last longer.
Because y'all get to miss each other. That's why. But you also not in awe of that person. You ever notice how, like, when you first met your significant other, how you looked at them and how you saw
Get
them?
sexy, get sexy.
You was excited all the time, but over time, now you just become Mike. Now you just become Jake. Or you just
Yeah,
become, and that's the part of it where people like,
like
damn, dog, I used to
why
be.
I gotta be just Jake? Like you like
And
you like the D's titty nipples before?
but that's why people like the going out thing, because you can kind of, in the words of Irwin, you kind of get that dopamine. You get to go out, people looking at you a certain way, giving you the umps and looking at you. You get that quick little bit of, I'm somebody. I get to feel like something. That's just like when you in high school and you one of the most popular people. You get that dopamine every day because most people are in awe of you and whatever it is that you do. They're happy to see you. Like you are somebody that people's talked about, and you get it every day. That's why most people be like, damn boy, this adult shit is trash. Because after a while, people ain't looking at you like that no more. You just, especially at home, your kids look at you as dad or mom only.
Right. You be
You
the
can tell them.
baddest, you be the baddest stripper in the strip club. Like you is the one. They got a night named after you. And it's the most poppin'est night. When you walk out that club with your ones in your bag and your stripper clothes and your change of clothes outfit, and you go back to that house.
You just Deborah.
Mama, where my cereal at? Mama, where my shoes at? Mama, where? They don't care. Same
So,
thing, Dad, you get up.
or let's just say you was the dude, man. You fought all the time. Boy, I used to whoop. Not me personally. I'm saying, man, I used to whoop everything. I used to walk around fighting everything. But them teenagers will challenge you in a way to make you question everything. And you be like, boy, you know who I am or who I used to be? Are you crazy? They have no fear of it because they don't
None.
know nothing about your reputation means nothing to them. Even when you do something to them, they be like, why you? I told you what I was about.
They don't get it. They don't get it, and they won't get it. But how can we get to this middle ground, this place where we living in the middle every day? Because I think living in the middle is what's going to get people back to a happy place and enjoying each other. Living in the middle, like what you gonna do? I'll be like, all right, for instance, if we used to have this, we don't have it. And it seemed like the only reason it don't be like how it is because you're in a damn relationship. So boom, why don't we? The month got how many weekends in it? 4.
Hmm.
4 weekends in a month. One of them weekends, all the guys get together and go do whatever, and all the girls get together and go do whatever. Right?
Hmm.
So let's say the first weekend, let's call it first Friday, the first weekend. The guys go where the guys going, the girls going where the girls going. The second weekend, just you and your lady go wherever y'all going, right? Third weekend, everybody get together and do something. And then the last weekend, that's the weekend you go and you do something with just your family, you know, your wife, your kids, whatever. Why we ain't got no shit like that going on?
All that sounds great, but it also a couple factors. It depends on the person and what their level of fun is. Some people level of fun is spending the most money. Now you may be talking about playing some games, maybe going bowling, whatever. No, because there's some people in that scenario, they're determining what the fun is based off what they see everybody else do.
But we can't worry about everybody else.
No, I know we can't, but we a lot of what you're talking about, these people have to agree. A lot of people upbringings are different. The way they see things, the way they move, how they act is totally different from everybody else. That's kind of the fun and the not so fun thing about getting in a relationship, especially with somebody that's not from where you from. That culture, when that culture difference is crazy. How y'all eat, how y'all see things, what's a staple in their city opposed to what's a staple in your city. And being from New Orleans, man, we got our own way of thinking about a lot of shit. And it clashes. You know, the only thing that don't necessarily clash so much is food.
Food is food.
No, but our food. People look at New Orleans food as in a higher tier. So people wouldn't listen to you a little bit more about when it comes to food. But everything else, people don't understand what that beat is. Like us, when that beat come on and we just in our own world. If you not from that, you like
Hey
what
man,
you doing.
you could play 10 bounce songs in a row, and I could tell you that each one of them had a different beat. You just didn't hear it.
I know that.
Yeah,
You know that.
that's what I'm saying.
If
I'm
you're from New
assuming
Orleans, you
like
understand that. But if when you're
from
not
the
from that,
city, so not all
that's
bounces
just,
the same bounce.
that's just like being out of Texas. Like that's what they hear and what they grew up on. You know, when we was bouncing, they was chopped and screwed and certain things that they just certain songs that they resonate with. There's certain things like if I say, here we come, red rum, you know exactly what that means. How you just that quick, you was in whatever club you was in the last time you heard it. If we say smoking that weed, smoking that fire,
Take a puff and get a little higher.
you know exactly what that means. There's somebody either on here right now or could be listening to say what that mean. You know what I'm saying? So everything you're saying was spot on. You're right. There's a lot of games and fun nights we can have.
That's what I'm
And
saying. Like, just do it. Like don't concern yourself with what somebody else got going on.
easier said than done for some.
Oh, I'm not. It don't have to be easier said than done. Like, don't worry about what was. Set what is and what is going to be. We got to stop worrying about what was and set what is and what's going to be. So if this is the new way we're gonna do things, if we're gonna all get together as a collective and first weekend, go hang with your crew. Second weekend, It's just me and you.
Just
Third
the two.
weekend, Crew Love. Last weekend, it's me, you, and the fam. Let's get out and go. You know what I'm saying?
But in order to get that, there's one thing we got to do: put them phones down.
Oh shit, yeah.
But you got to put you may necessarily have to put the phone down for the group and pictures and videos and all that. That adds to it. But when everybody else having fun and you got the one person in the corner won't do nothing, that becomes a problem.
You can't be one of them. You letting life pass you by. You can't do that. You gotta roll with no when the fool.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Shit.
So look, we got another video, right? And this black woman in particular assumes that black men are mad at black women.
Why would she be assuming such
and
things?
Listen how the man after her broke it down. Check it out.
Black men, you are not angry at single mothers. You are angry at capitalism and patriarchy. You need to stop taking your anger out on Black women, single mothers to be exact.
So first of all, don't tell us what to be mad about. Plus, we know you want to detach brothers away from the patriarchy so you can be the first group of women in history to dominate your men. Not to mention the fact that you're always complaining about brothers not making enough money. And don't even get me started on the we're not going 50-50, we need a provider argument. In other words, stop gaslighting us about patriarchy being the problem when it's feminism infused into patriarchy that's the actual problem. A system that you have absolutely no problem utilizing when you feel you're at a disadvantage. You're not in opposition to that system. You're an advocate, beneficiary, and willing participant of said system.
Gotcha, bitch. Uh-oh. Cuz he sent some. Hold on, let me see what you sent, cuzzo. Damn, that mean I would have to get out of the live to check it, cuz I can't get out the live. But I ain't got nothing else to look at it on. But why this is my question. Like, number one overall.
Send it to me, Electric 81. Send it to me. I'll look at it.
The overall issue that I have, right? Overall issue that I have is we not angry at black women. Like, I don't even know where you picked that up from. Everything we do is a reaction to something. And our reaction ain't anger. Is we just looking at you like you're fucking crazy. That's all it is. Y'all the ones mad and got attitudes and all this extra hee-haw, rigmarole, and whatever.
Everything that's said in most cases when it comes to this man and woman thing is men responding to what women have been saying forever. And when these narratives are dispelled, a lot of times they just want to stay with the old narrative because it benefits them. And then when you're called out on having those old ways of thinking, then you start making up words like sassy. Y'all want to be like the women. Now you're manipulated because, again, it's most of the time it's a response to.
Right.
So the whole "what do you bring to the table" argument comes from, well, you got to be 6'8", you got to have 7 figures, you got to have this, and this. Well, if I'm got to have all this, what in actuality did you have to bring? It's all a response.
It's all a response. Just like it's response when that dude told that woman, hey, all right, since you want to talk, let's talk. I felt some type of way about you not showing up for me on my birthday. You didn't come through. You didn't this. You didn't that. As soon as he said that, instead of that woman being like, yeah, that was fucked up. I fucked up. You know what, babe? I apologize. I'll make it up to you. First thing she said, you just want to be treated like a woman. You just want, like, why do all that, man? If you wrong, bro. If you on some down bad shit, you on some down bad shit. You need to own your shit, apologize, and make up for it. Change your action. That man backed up. The only reason that conversation even came up is because that man backed up off of you when he saw how you was moving. So you felt played. You felt played that the man felt played from you playing him.
Now watch this. I know exactly what video you're talking about. So I went into the comments, right? And somebody said, "Oh, well, he turned out to be a manipulator. He turned out to be this, and this." And I'm like, okay, even if that's the case with that particular situation, how many scenarios where a man is speaking on what you haven't done for me, and it gets flipped on him like that? That's the point you're missing. So you decided because of that particular man to turn out to be whatever he turned out to be, then you didn't have to listen to the message. And my whole thing with the first video that we played, it's more about the message and understanding what you need to be. Because a woman is telling you, these are what these men actually need. He don't need you to cook for him. He don't need sex from you in particular. He don't need these things. He needs the nurturing part. And my thing is, how are you going to be nurturing on a consistent basis when you got a fucking attitude all the time? And they say you have a right to be mad. How? You're going to be whatever you need, whatever you practice to be. Just like you want these men to look like. That's like this. Okay, so a man and a woman can get into a relationship, and that woman can like that man, but she can also mold that man into being the type of man that she wants, which is fair, right? He was molded into being this type of person. So when this man telling me like, yo, you got an attitude most of the time, you not doing this, you're not doing that. Well, you're saying I have a right to be angry, but I will be this if you know how to, if you were doing that. No, you have to be that on a consistent basis to get the molding that you want. You have to do that. I don't understand why that's so hard of a thing. And then we make up things like, well, for the right situation, a woman just naturally knows how to be submissive. Then she get into the situation and says, well, you don't have patience with me. You always on me. So which one is it? You can't have it both ways. You really can't have it both ways. Are you naturally submissive for the right person? Because I would want to assume that if you married somebody, that was the person that you chose to be naturally submissive for. I would think.
That's what you said. Now, what is this? Did you get the video? Oh, that must be it right there. Now, what is that? What's happening here?
You have fornicated multiple times. You have now developed preferences. This is why God never wanted for us to have outside of marriage. Once you've experienced things that you should have only experienced within wedlock, you develop preferences. So when you meet a really good woman, she's everything you need, but she can't turn it up in the bedroom like that freak can. You may pass up on your soulmate because she can't please you like the freak. And a lot of people have lost out on good relationships because they didn't come with freak of the week talent. I've had women, sisters admit it, I should have married him, but he couldn't turn it up in the bedroom.
Hey man,
Dr. Umar,
it's on my last ass.
He be hit or miss for me. He be hit or miss for me. And
you develop preferences.
I can tell you this. The vast majority of the time is that person showed you a certain freakier side in the bedroom, and then when we got married, they stopped. That's more of a thing than that person saying, man, I'm just going to mess with this freak. Let me tell you something. Men, now, if he would have said men don't know how to let go of the freak because she's a side chick, I'm with you on that. Yeah, have there been people that said, man, this woman pleased me in the bed a certain way and I chose her? Yes.
Free.
But it's a lot more of a thing that said that, man, you showed me this when we were courting, we were dating. I can call you at 2 a.m, you get up out the bed and you do all types of tricks. And we good and we have a good time together and we have fun. Let's be together. Let's get married. Be all together. And you forgot how to do all those tricks. How? Tell me how.
What say? How?
What's up, Bree? We gotta. What happens is we throw these little crazy ideas. Like, I'm not saying that what he said don't happen, but we talk about the majority. If you put
I'm gonna tell you right now.
wait, hold on. Let me finish this point real quick. If you put 50 men up, 50 married men, and they tell the stories about how they got certain things when they first started a relationship and a woman stopped doing it, and then when he finally get it, she presenting it like, here, boy, come on. Go back to what the woman said.
Yeah. See how retarded that is? That's not how it goes. Men don't sit up there and say, oh man, I don't want to be with this woman because she too good of a woman. Or I don't want to be with this woman because she ain't no freak. You hit the freaks. You marry the one or you get with the one that ain't a freak. So what is he talking about? The problem is the good girl is boring all the time. She don't turn up like you ready to turn up. But then you go out there with the turn ups, and that's all they good for, turning up. But when it's time for your ass to settle down and you ain't got no more turn up in you, now you looking for her. Well, she gone.
I've said this before on here. The side chick's best asset is not always sex.
Right.
The side chick's best asset a lot of the time is the feeling she give you when she around you. She calling you king and she calling you all these cool names, making you feel like something, and she don't mind doing certain shit with a smile on her face until she get comfortable, of course, because that does happen. But she don't mind doing none of those things with a smile on her face, and then you go home and you just Derek. You was king over here, but you just Derek in here. You just Bob. You just John.
You walk through that door, is take out the trash. Did you fix this? Did you do that? Did you da 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 yada 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 yada?
Or and then before y'all say,
then you walk in that bitch with a bonnet on your head, green shit on your face, and a toothbrush halfway in your mouth, talking about we fucking tonight.
And before you better get it before I go to sleep.
Before I go to sleep.
And before y'all say it's because y'all don't communicate, let's talk about that conversation. That conversation is had. Say, baby, look, I don't think you doing X, Y, and Z like you used to. I feel like this, and this, blah, 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 blah. Cool, baby. You know what? I didn't know I was doing that. She pulled superstar Juicy Freak out for one night only. Grand opening, grand closing. You happy thinking you about to get her next week or the 2 nights after, and she's like, what? Boy, that was just that. Leave me alone. I'm tired.
But you better be on your game every day of the week. Tuesday and Thursday, you better watch for the sweep.
I don't feel fulfilled. You don't make me feel like a woman and all this in, or the one You just do it to get you. Your presentation was trash.
Your presentation was trash, but who told you to keep trying to hold it in? We ain't got that kind of time. I got to go to work tomorrow. We ain't got that kind of time. You got to get in there.
And for y'all say, oh, well, my man don't have that problem. Guess what? Yeah, your man ain't telling you. But in the barbershop, that man like, bruh, I ain't getting what I need to be getting.
I hear it all, baby.
Let me tell you something. And it's not because these conversations that we have on here, when I have conversations with men wherever, it could be in the store, it can be wherever it is. Whenever it don't matter who it is, black, white, Chinese, I've had conversations with them all. The minute you get them boys to talking, every man feels this way.
Every last one. I don't have one that don't. I have not ever encountered a dude in my chair that ain't had
Really stupid.
some type of issue going on. My imaginary man is perfect. We good. Why you got an imaginary man? Why you ain't got a man? Oh, real? What's the point and purpose of being 89 years old and you ain't got no man? Like, that's not making no sense to me.
And this is what, and you know what I find? And we've been talking about this too, like them shows where the dude come up on the show and the woman pop the balloons and all that shit. Reason why first of all, you should never do that shit because you can't put women in a position where they can fucking come together and make you the butt of the joke.
Huh.
When it comes to men, women will universally come in and make men the butt of the joke. They find it funny. Man's pain, man. That's what it is. So you cannot do that. So we can't have a real conversation like that when you put a bunch of women and all this stuff and what they feel, because we can lay up there and break all of that shit down one by one with facts, stories, and consistency of what we've heard. Every time the women speak, it's some what they think a man should be. Men are speaking on what they see women do every day collectively. Does not matter the nationality of the man either. Yo, E, what you got going on? Jay, you need to get you a bottle of water. Like you going through it over there. Like
boy. God link.
I hear you.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, E?
Ain't making no noise. Over here trying to stay in this lab cooking. Doing what I do.
Bree said, why so deep today? Man, look, because we sometimes y'all forget we gotta preach.
It's Tuesday. That's
we gotta preach some days, man.
I think too, I mean, especially considering the day we talk about it before, again, Father's Day, how it's a bigger to do, even little things like you don't realize it, but it's a systematic
Bree, go to hell.
level of microaggressions that they got going on. Bree is stupid. It's a series of microaggressions going on. I mean, you look at even just Mother's Day is like towards the end of the school year. Father's Day is during the summer. Well, my macaroni ought. That's all I'm saying. It's frustrating. And I think again, the topics that we talked about, again, I can't speak for the third one. That was viewer's choice there. But the topics on the first two, it is truly like that. We are raised as men. Thank you, Bree. We appreciate you. We are raised to be independent and self-sufficient from birth. I mean, there's a whole rite of passage. I mean, in most societies, at 12 years old, they snatch you from the mother because it's like, hey, You grown. You a man now.
This is Sparta.
There
Go
is no equivalency on the other side, and the reality is because we are raised that way, we don't need anything because we've been able to provide for ourselves and we're self-sufficient. What we need is the thing that you take the most for granted and you don't realize it. And if I can be serious, and again, I'm piggybacking off of, and I'm first off by stating sorry for your loss, Mike, because my grandpa was real. Again, second Irwin was a real dude. Towards the end, when he was on his deathbed, the actual physical touch from my grandmother would ease him better than any pills they gave him while he was on hospice. You don't understand the power of that when you're that one for a person. So if I choose you, appreciate that because I didn't have to make that to do. And this is coming from a person who, again, was married for 20 years. That is now going to be a conscious choice. And
real quick,
go ahead.
my bad for cutting you off. I want to speak on something you said that made me think about something that I want to give to the ladies real quick too about raising your boys. And I talk about this often. A lot of times, ladies will raise their boys like they're babies and baby them, and don't want nobody to tell them anything. Don't want them to do much of nothing when it comes to being physical. As far as somebody trying to help them to learn how to be physical, and then when they 18, tell them, all right, here you go, you're a man, now figure out the world. And they don't necessarily have that type of conversation, but it's the way that they see them. You baby them up until a point, and then you say, okay, here it is, go figure it out.
You're on your own now.
And that's why when it's important to have these men in their lives, and also it's important to allow those men to be able to show them what men look like. And part of being a man is going through a lot of physical things.
Mm-hmm.
But just because your young boy may not understand that, oh, you're being too rough with him, you're doing this, but you don't want him to cry all the time. You can't have it both ways. So my suggestion is, ladies, when they got a man that you trust that comes around and he's being a little bit more physical and showing them a little bit more toughness, let that child go through that experience because he's going to need it. Because then when he in the physical form and he's 17, 16, 17, 18 years old, and he looks older, and now you want him to look like or be in the representation of what a man looks like, and he don't know, you cannot fault him. That's your fault. You would not allow nobody to teach him what that looks like, even if you could. And he can't always learn that from you.
Again, as stupid as this sounds, you know me, I'm a nerd. I watch a lot of comic book movies, and one of the funniest lines was in there was that Black Adam when it came out. Remember that, Jay? When he was like, your son needs to learn, you will not teach my son violence. I'm sorry. Who do you want to teach your son violence? Because let's face it, he gonna learn it one way or another. That was probably one of the coldest, realest lines that I've ever heard. He's like, you are the father. You are supposed to teach him violence. Who is going to teach him that? The world's going to teach it if you don't teach it. And I'm not teaching you to be violent. I'm teaching you to understand that it happens. Understand how to process it, how to deal with it so that it doesn't control you. What we teach, or what we attempt to teach, is emotional regulation, because we don't have the luxury of losing our cool. And that's the biggest gift that we give in that scenario. With that emotional regulation, it helps them understand you don't have the luxury of just popping off. You don't have the luxury of having a bad day. It is expected for you to be consistent.
Do you know how many times as a father, even as a father, if you in a room full of the grandmothers and the mamas and the sisters and all those things, and you're trying to show that boy that in front of them, don't do that baby like that. He just a baby. He just this man. That shit don't have no age limit. It really don't. If you're being responsible with it. If I'm being a little rougher with him, I'm never gonna hurt him in that way. What if you requested and the nigga said if he ends up gay and I disown him,
I don't
would you be
even know
mad?
the subject.
Okay,
What we talking
okay,
about?
Kirsch. Okay, so Kirsch, I understand. So look, check this out, Kirsch.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but a lot of it is you want it from the person that it's supposed to be from. I get that, but if he ain't the right person, then he ain't the right person. If there are other people that want to mentor him and do those things, and you trust them, allow it to happen, and don't get in their way.
The reality is he's going to need some form of male figure in his life. And if you don't put it there, he's going to gravitate to it. Because again, like-minded, like we all have a natural innate desire to be part of something bigger than us, a collective.
Mhm.
Even a lone wolf is not a lone wolf. They're with a bunch of other lone wolves. So we're always part of something bigger. So he's going to gravitate one way or another. So why not at least try to put the right people in that path?
That boy trying to help himself stay up. Anyway, continue on with you.
But I mean that's my logic.
Right, because Kirsch, also
I
I want to tell you,
hold
like,
on. Can I ask Kirsty a question? Kirsty, can I ask you a question?
Go
Can
ahead.
I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why y'all always trying to force something on somebody? Why? If you gotta force it, it ain't to be done.
Mm.
I don't have a
Like
problem with
Kanye
it.
West,
My
Sunday
brother
service.
died, but he gets him to call him. I mean,
Look, let me tell you something.
like I said, maybe that person, maybe doing it is not the
You
right way.
gotta understand, like you can't look at this. Understand what I'm saying right now, right? You can't look at how somebody operates with a child made from love versus somebody's that you're trying to force to be something. It's not. They're not going to act the same. They're not going to move the same. They're not going to do things the same. It don't matter how much you want something to be. If that wasn't what it was from the get-go, that's not what it's gonna be. No matter how hard you try to push that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna work.
But at this point, you also understand the person that you're dealing with too. That's another thing. Understanding the people that you're dealing with and what their strengths are and what their strengths aren't. If he's just not like, if he's just getting him to,
Was a reason
because
that
I'm gonna tell you this.
kid.
But I'm gonna say this too. Even what he's doing, as much as you don't like it, there's a lesson in that too. Even from your son. And I'm not saying that it's okay by no means, but he may take that and your son say, you know what? Just based off, I don't want to be treated that way. So I'm going to be a different type of person. I say this all the time. Y'all know, like I said, I just posted. My grandfather just passed. And I had two ways to look at life because I looked at the grandfather that was there who, just gave me a great example of what a male figure looked like. And I had my father who knew exactly where I was, just wasn't around.
Okay.
I could have been either one of those people. I chose to be like my grandfather. That's my decision. You know what I'm saying? That was my decision to model myself after him.
No,
And
why
try
the
to
man
be
got to be a hoe?
Hey, that's our experience with him.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm trying to make. That because he's not doing it what you want him to do, the way you want him to do it, he a deadbeat, he a hoe, he this, he that, he ain't this, he ain't that. You trying to force somebody to be something that they never wanted to be. all because you wanted to be something.
Okay, Jay.
Because you want to be something don't mean if you join the damn army and I don't want to join the damn army, then I'm not gonna be walking around this bit talking about 10 hut and all this shit.
I understand. I understand. Look, I understand what you're saying.
Why you can't join? You could join. What's gonna stop you from joining?
No, I understand what you're saying, right? Only thing I will tell you is this: it's a difference between if he's doing something and she just don't approve of what he's doing, then what you're saying is right. But if he's done nothing, hold on, let me finish. If he's done nothing of the sort
he's done nothing from the gate, why are you still expecting something?
I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm with you on that. So I'm just explaining both sides of that coin.
That don't make him a bad person because he don't want to take care of some shit that he didn't ever want. If I didn't want a car and you put a car in my, you put this car right here and say, yeah, this your fucking car. What you want? I don't want a car. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna catch the bus. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do everything that I've been doing because I didn't want that. I didn't want none of the responsibility to come with that. And I told you that before we bought that here.
Now, Kirsch, I will tell you this though. You've also spent a lot of your energy disliking, damn near hating this man. You could take that energy and displace that somewhere else. So at some point, it's just time to say, okay, you ain't shit. I'm gonna let you be ain't shit over here. To me, let me make it perfectly clear. If you ain't shit to me, I'm gonna let you be ain't shit over here.
I'll allow it.
Like I will tell you this, and I'm gonna get personal with y'all on here, very personal. When my father, because I don't disrespect him, when my father wasn't the person that my mom wanted him to be, or she thought he could have been, she wanted, I'm gonna let you go. I'm not putting you on child support. I'm not doing nothing. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want you to have no say so over here. Just go over here, do your thing. I ain't mad at you, but you have no say so because you have not done nothing. I've allowed you to do, you know exactly where this child at. I have not stopped you, but every time you came around, because I will say this, my pops had a drinking problem. When you came around, you was on that sauce. So no, you're not getting my child. Or no, you're not doing this. Or no, you're not doing that. Now, I will tell you this. Being younger, I don't know everything within that story. So I'm not going to, that's why I don't disrespect him. But I will say this. She didn't want nothing to do with him. And she made that perfectly clear. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want nothing from you. If you decide to buy something, okay, cool. I'll make sure he get it. But you're not obligated to do nothing. Just go about your way, bro. Because she knew what type of person he was. And my mom will speak on that to this day.
You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter if he do or he don't do, he never wanted to do. He never wanted to be in that situation. You're trying to force him into that situation, man. That ain't never gonna work. That ain't never gonna work. Never.
And it's not good for you neither. It's not good for, like,
blood pressure. You're raising your blood pressure up over shit that you ain't gonna never ever change.
Life is hard enough as is. And I like to say, control what you can control and leave what you can't alone. You can control not being mad over him not being that, because you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, from what I can see, I'm gonna shout you out. You do a damn good job with it. He seems like a happy kid. Be happy and blessed that you're able to do that. Don't be mad at him no more. That's too much control over you.
That's too much wasted ass energy. Boy, you know what you gotta be doing? Like, think about it. Okay, when he come around, he come around. Whatever he do, whatever he don't do, that's on him. As your child get older, he gonna come to his own realizations. Long as you ain't doing shit to interfere with it, you're fine. Now, if he really, like, you know, like, let's say he had
I got you,
bag of dope or something, a bad heroin addict or some shit like that, where you felt like he was gonna be shooting up dope in front of your kid, then no, you can't let the kid see that. So yeah, that would be understandable. But regular everyday life shit, oh girl.
She says you can't hear.
What you can't hear?
Mm-hmm. I just want some credit for right here. I just want to point out right over here what I did right here. I want y'all to point out where point right
I
here.
see that.
Look at
I'm
that.
looking dead at
See
it.
that? I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
You like that? This is what I've been
Yeah,
cooking up in the kitchen just now.
That is really nice. That is some nice.
I'm working on it. As a producer, I feel like it ain't about me. That's why I just got what I've actually been producing over here. Because I need to let y'all know, all of y'all are hard-headed. These people have asked you to go to YouTube, and you ain't been on YouTube. I've been over here having to copy and paste by hand. These
I
chats.
don't know why they don't listen. They want to do what they want to do.
Y'all hard-headed.
Where to go? Where to be at?
All y'all.
Man, bro, look. We trying to cook up some stuff where we could get to these lives, and we've been talking to folks, and we really trying to make this thing bigger than what it is. But we need help, damn it.
Yeah. I'm just giving y'all a hard time. Look, we appreciate you. We really do.
But nah, like, but it's important, Kershaw. And again, if you're still here, I want to also give you some props for even considering what we're saying, because there's a lot of people, women in particular, when it comes to these subjects, when we telling them leave it alone, nah, I ain't make this child by myself. Okay, what else? You've been doing it anyway, so why do it with anger?
Yeah.
Technically, you did, but
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's at some point, especially as Black folks, we got to stop. It's the principle on every goddamn thing. I hate the principle. The principle will get you in so much trouble because so you going out of your way to do this and do that, and I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect you. Newsflash, everybody gets disrespected. Now I ain't saying let nobody just over you, but newsflash, everybody gets goddamn disrespected.
And I've always said, disrespect comes in what you choose to see as disrespectful, because you also got to acknowledge that a person's worth disrespecting you. Because sometimes I just laugh, even though I know somebody. I'm like, you are so base, it's not even worth acknowledging you. Period.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can.
Okay. Now I want to know, where does this show? Does this show on Instagram? Where does it show?
it's on Instagram and
YouTube Live.
Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so my Instagram people can see that I'm live. I didn't want my mama to see that.
let your mama see you live. Yeah, man.
No, she just. So okay, so this is the scenario here.
Okay.
Oh, y'all know about the situation. Y'all already know. Y'all spoke highly of it. Y'all know about that. So going forward, I'm just trying to see from a male's perspective. That's well, y'all follow this, so it'll be a little different. But going forward, he's been MIA, right? That was his decision, his choice. Always had access to him. That was his choice. It's things that I'm not gonna say that. How could I say? I know a lot of things that the way Carter feels stems from things that he's like kind of witnessing when he shouldn't have, but it's a lot of conversations that was had on the other end with him when he was a child that shouldn't have been had with a child, right? So I have a lot of resent and I have a lot of animosity in me with them for that. Because it's like you were trying to protect your brother, but you basically told a 7-year-old, well, Michael never wanted no kids. That wasn't your place. You 60 something. That wasn't your place. You say you love Carter, right? You love him. That wasn't your place to say that. So does that make him? Does that justify his actions? Does that justify him walking in and out whenever he wants to? You know what I'm saying? At his convenience, and I'm supposed to allow that? Let me tell you something. One day they was on the phone. He told my baby, "Fuck him."
I remember.
For you to tell a 7-year-old, wait, I don't know if y'all can. I can't hear y'all that good. I hate
We
this.
can hear you. We can hear you.
So for you to tell a 7-year-old that I have never see when he did that, not only did you show it, but it all came about when the finances hit. You wouldn't comply, you wouldn't give nothing on social media. He's your heart, but in real life, like you said, yes, he did. He didn't want that. He didn't want to travel that road. Unfortunately, that's a road he had to travel. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. I will, and I held myself accountable. Like I told you, I've been very transparent for 5 years. I gave myself, I held myself accountable and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? How long are you going to, allow this to happen? You know what I'm saying? How long are you going to, sit back and you're going to, have me feeling like, well, I resented my own child. I was like, nah, I'm not going to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to work with him, tried my best to compromise. We all know about that. I asked for the $50 a week to pay for the van. Give me some food money, nothing. We went to court. Well, the court's allowed it 5 times what I asked for. You're angry. I understand your anger because now you're in arrears, you ran. It's different things that didn't happen, that didn't transpire, that didn't screwed you all the way around. When you know that I take care, I didn't, it was like the bare minimum. I gave you the benefit of the doubt going forward. You love him. Now you've been gone. He was on the phone one day with the aunt. He said, F him, right? That struck me. You said that to my child. Carter's on the phone with the aunt, asked where she was at on FaceTime. Of course, he can see the atmosphere. I'm by your daddy or whatever. Oh, Carter, I don't want to hear nothing about my daddy. He was mad. He didn't bring him to a trampoline park, supposedly. Tell Carter F him. That's what his word was. Okay, fine. You said now we've had a funeral in our head. You're dead to us. So you said that to a 7-year-old. Not only did you say that, mind you, Christmas, this was in 2020, 2022, right before that, 2021, the sister Carter still was believing in Santa. I had some basketball goal in a hockey arcade game, brand new, delivered to the sister's house because I didn't want it to come to my house because at the time Carter was off from school. He still was believing in Santa, right? Mm-hmm. Going long story short, sister let him, went to his house next door, is right next door in a double duplex. What he did. Come January, that was December. Come January, I asked for it. I told the sister, I said, hey, could you, talk to him and see if he could bring it to your house or if I could get my brother, somebody to come get it. Oh, I gave that away. How cold can you be? You gave it away. Mind you, that's number 2. Third thing, one day Carter's by the sister. I'm working, I work at Harris or whatever on Fridays, Saturdays. He's on the sofa. He goes over there. He's visiting him and his girlfriend. The next day at the water park, you looked him in his face and you didn't bring him. But now you want to come back around. Now when you go to court, you ask for a reduction. You see nothing has changed. And I guess you feel like, well, I might as well come around. Am I wrong for rejecting that, from stopping that? If you want to go to the courts, you just wanted to sign your rights away in March because you didn't want the financial obligations. You don't feel like you should be forced to do it. But on social media, I love him. Happy birthday. You haven't called him and told him happy birthday in 3 years. All that's fine. Am I wrong for feeling the way I feel about I don't want I don't want my child around. Like, what have you done? Like you have caused so much anguish, and the things you've done was directly to him. You were mad with me, but you did it to him. You said F him, and what else is it needed to be shown? You gave the toys away. It's like I can't shake that. For some reason, I guess because it's unconditional love and me being a mother, it's a different type of like animosity that I have. It's like it's so strong to where I can't. It's strong because it's because of what you did to my child. I understand everything. I gave you the benefit of the doubt long enough, but how long are we gonna walk that walk forever? Now you want to come around and like, can I come pick you up? Fuck no. Am I wrong?
I'm gonna start off with saying, without knowing
But
the
I
full
can't. I don't know why I
details.
can't hear you good. I'm
That's
sorry.
right. Can you hear us? That's all right. I was about to say, I'm gonna start off with saying you're not wrong for feeling how you feel. You're well entitled to feel how you feel, and
But I'm the villain. I'm the villain. It's like how
well,
I'm the villain.
well, here's the
You
thing,
know.
sweetheart. We need to understand that you again. Everybody's entitled to their opinion on how they perceive it, but if they don't understand it, it's still your life at the end of the day. It
Right.
goes back to the respected or rejected either way. I mean, you feel the way you feel based on your upbringing and the things that happen to you, and that's why you value it the way you value it. And at the end of the day, if you have your reasons, I'm sure he has his reasons too. But even that comes back to even that right and wrong. It depends on that. There's too many extra factors to just put it that black and white, in my opinion.
You were saying you paid for the bus, right?
The van. I've always paid for everything.
Okay. You paid for it no matter what it was getting paid, right? It was getting paid. It had to get paid. You paid it. So once we saw he wasn't gonna pay it, wasn't able to pay it, I don't know what his financial situation is. I can't even begin to know. But my thing is, if you was doing it, Why you wanted him to do it? And the reason I'm asking you why you wanted him to do it, remember, you gave him no choice, right? You gave him no choice. You wanted a kid, you made sure you had a kid. You didn't care where this kid came from.
She's off.
It's all right, because she'll pop back on here. You didn't care where that, and that is son, that is the majority of women. Y'all don't care where the kid come from, but when the kid get here, now you looking at this person that you know wasn't gonna do that shit.
Well, a question
And
that I wanted.
you doing all this hoopla, and you put your children at a disadvantage by making these choices that you only concern yourself with. You was worried about you. You didn't care about that damn. You didn't care about any of this happening to that child when you wanted to have a child. But you brought the child into this world, and now the child going through all of that because you got your way. You got what you wanted.
I mean,
I get where you coming from.
I get where you coming from. Okay, so look, this is my question to her. My question to her would be, with everything she just said, I would want to know how her son feels about it.
That was where I was going next.
Because I heard I have these resentments, I have these things. Because it's like this, right? No matter what's going on that happened in the past, what he may need right now may be something that's very valuable that will shape him for the rest of his life, that his father can give him right now, regardless of what happened prior to. And I will also say this: no matter what, I don't care if he come back and he on a straight and narrow. There are going to be things that y'all are going to disagree on as far as upbringing and what was said. Because again, somebody might have told him fuck him when he was 8. And he may
there's
think
an origin story to everything. This is something I have to tell people all the time.
So it's also, beliefs and things like that, because of the way that you see parenting and the way he sees parenting is it could be the total opposite. But if y'all again, well, it could be the total opposite. But I'm gonna say it again, Kirsch. I'm gonna say this, Kirsch. I'm gonna let Jay say what he said again. I'm gonna say this. One, I would like to know how does your son feel about this to this point? Does he still want to see his father? Does he still want to spend time? Because I will say this: no matter what you feel about it, no matter what happened in the past, there may be something that's very important that he may be able to instill into your son that's going to shape him for the rest of his life right now. And I heard a lot of, I can't let this go. I don't want to let this go. Let me tell you something about children.
And here's the thing. That's fine if she can't let it go. But we have to be mindful that we don't imprint that on someone. We have to understand the power we have as parents. The first couple chapters of that child's book, you are the author. You have to be mindful of what you're penning in that book before you hand that child the pen to write the rest of their life.
Okay.
What do you resent? What do he resent?
Wait. Before you go there. She said he feels resentment. Does he feel resentment because you feel resentment? Or does he actually feel resentment for him and him alone? We have to separate the two. Okay, I get he has not taught him anything. Okay, let's just say this, right? So, through this whole process of everything that you've taught him,
sweetheart, I know this isn't a popular opinion. I'm sorry, Mike. I know this isn't a popular opinion, but you may want him to give him an apology, but you can't say he owes him an apology. Those are two different things.
I go on context, right? In the context of what that conversation was, the auntie was telling him something. He asked what the auntie was. I'm by your dad. It's and he said something to the effect of, "Oh man, I don't want to hear nothing about my dad. I don't want to hear that because his daddy didn't do something." So when his daddy heard him being disrespectful, he returned disrespect. Right? That's what happened, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that went. Like,
Okay,
so you felt play from hearing that.
So look. You said you tried to get him to answer the phone. He didn't want to answer. That's fine. Okay, so now that we're here, here's the tough decision. Y'all both made the decision. So guess what? Don't be mad at him no more. Move on with your life and let whatever you decide to happen. You don't want to have both.
And I'll be trying to understand it. Get me to understand this. Y'all go and you was doing everything you had to do, whatever for the baby that you wanted, that he didn't want, right? Then you decided, well, yeah, I want this baby and you didn't want this baby, but you gonna help me take care of the baby that you didn't want, that I wanted. So I'm gonna go put you on child support and basically fuck over your whole life. You're gonna get put in the res, you're gonna owe this money, you're gonna owe that money. You don't have that money to pay, they're gonna be trying to force to pay this, force to pay that, woo. And what they put people in jail, you got a job, you lose your job. Now you're not getting nothing. Don't y'all understand that y'all don't get nothing from that shit?
Jay, wait. I get where you going.
Man, no.
But see, we always talk about context. The context, and she said this multiple times. Before it got to a place of child support, she was trying to come to a decision. So wait.
Oh, what decision you gonna come to when you made the choice to have a child and he didn't want it? He never wanted no.
Okay, Jay, I get what you're saying.
You've been since day one. You've been forcing somebody to do. You've been trying to force.
I get where you're going, but again, and just to be fair, right? There's also been times. If you let me finish, you'll hear it. I promise you will.
I bet you I won't.
You might not accept it, but if you're going to hear where I'm going with this. My point is this. There's also been times where he has been involved or wanted to be. If he don't want to be involved, stay completely the fuck away from it. Leave it all the way alone.
Mystical nuts. You want to be down, be all the way down?
I'm going to take exactly what you said. Sometime he has, because somebody been on this end trying to force the shit.
No.
Yes. If she never tried to, no, Mike, she been forcing since day one, so you can't say.
No, I get that, but bro, at some point, listen. At some point, it has to get to a place where we're going to make a decision. We passed that shit. We really are.
When we didn't make any decision.
Okay, so guess what? Decisions that you made that you may have to have a consequence for from the beginning. Well, guess what? His consequence, it happened, and it could be on child support. But before it got there, because it's a difference between her just saying, well, fuck it, I'm just going to put you on child support.
Is what I'm trying to tell you.
But we here, dog. That's life.
What you mean?
Here.
We don't have to be here.
But we here, though.
But we here now.
We're here now, dog.
Okay, so you want to say he here? If we here now, then she should go to the place and tell people, I don't want that shit because I don't want nothing to do with him because I feel resentment and I feel all this and I feel all that.
And I don't disagree with that neither. But
that way he could go about his business and she could go about hers. You can't go separate ways if you're trying to force some shit.
I completely
agree with happy in her life and her situation and not having to deal with that. She got to let that man go all the way. Get him up out your life. Period.
And I completely agree with. But my point of it is this. There's still situations where he's been by the sister, he's been by the family. Because guess what? If you don't give a fuck, don't give a fuck to tell him fuck you neither. Under no circumstances. If you're gonna be away, be the fuck away. Simple and plain. That's for him too.
But how he gonna be away?
Don't wait. No. Ain't nobody forcing him to get on Instagram and say happy birthday, my son. Nobody's doing that. That's him. So at that point, he's
what that got to do with anything?
Every fucking thing. It has everything to do with it. Don't say nothing. If you don't want,
is it his son?
If you wait, Javon, no way in hell we gonna pull that one off. No way.
Is it his son? And what I mean by that is it's his son. So if he says happy birthday, son, he's telling his son happy birthday. That ain't got
wait. Let me get this correct.
Nothing else.
Wait, let me get this correct. Everything else is being forced.
Is it not? Is it not?
Wait,
is it not being forced?
Let me complete the thought. Everything else is being forced.
Is it being forced?
Let me finish and I'll answer that. Everything is being forced, but somebody putting his fingers up to the computer. Hey,
man,
happy birthday, son.
Is the other shit being forced or not? Yes or no?
The other shit may be, but him typing happy birthday, ain't nobody on him.
What do that have to do with the other shit? Nothing. It ain't got nothing to do.
Listen, I get all that, but if she has to let everything go, he has to do the same. If that's what we're doing, because you know what we're doing, I'm
not disagreeing with that.
Further and further away from Carter.
I'm not disagreeing with what you just said.
The problem with fucking adults and the problem with people in general is we get so caught up in our own emotions with shit that don't have nothing to do with us. If the whole point of it is to raise this child to be the best functioning black male that he can be, well, let's fucking do that. All that feelings and shit, get it the fuck out of here. Get it out of here.
I know this is real, and let's take note of this. I 100% agree with Mike. That's a rare occasion here. We don't do that often.
How do you do that? I'm gonna tell you the first part of doing that is not having no fucking kid with somebody that don't want to have a kid with you. That's the first part of it.
We got
Stop bringing kids into this shit in fucked up situations, and now you in this talking
let
this.
Me address what Kurt says in the
chat. Because it should have never been there. But since y'all say now we're here,
she says in the chat. She says that he wanted to sign away his rights, and then he wanted to pick him up. At this point in time, a conversation has to happen. You need to do one or the other now. We need to commit here.
Did you let him sign away his rights?
If that's what he wants to do,
if that's what he wanted
to do, that.
Did you let him do that? If you didn't let him do that and he wants to see, y'all can't ignore the other side.
Got to do one or the other here.
I'm not ignoring nobody. I'm with you.
If he wanted to sign his rights away and you wouldn't let him, or the court wouldn't let him at that time, so now he's stuck with it. All right, well, I'm gonna come get him. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. He's being fucking forced to do something. I don't know the dude. I don't have nothing vested in this shit. The only person I care about in the situation is Carter himself, because he the one been fucked over, to be honest.
Listen, and I'm with that too.
Because now he got to deal with that and have that shit go on for the rest of his life. But he can't have that going on and then you piling on top of it. Because we care about you too. Look, you one of us up here. The reason I'm saying what I'm saying is to get your mind ready for the things that you need to do and where you need to go in order to get over and
wait. Now you're going to the extreme again. We talked about this. Hold on, Bree. I know you're trolling, but don't do that. If he wants to be out, you can cut him off. You can cut off the child support and all that stuff, but leave the family out of this.
Because everything,
everybody deserves a choice.
You bring him by the sister, or drop him off by the sister, or this, that, and the third, and woo woo and yada yada yada.
Okay,
so whatever happens over there gonna happen. You ain't got no control over that.
And listen, and I 1,000% agree with that. But I also get the thought process. I do. The thought process is, motherfucker, they're gonna give me something. I get that.
That is the thought process.
They're gonna give me something. So I understand the thought process. So yes, to go back to work. So here's the thing though, Kirsch, you also know what comes with that as well. Even though you don't have no, even though you know what I'm saying, you're using the options that are given, and I understand that. So just like you mad at the dude, the sister plays a part in that too. And we've been on this podcast when y'all done went up. So we know that shit ain't always kosher deal pickle. My point is this. The point we're trying to get is to try to give you some peace of mind. And then we see how you go. That girl told Jay, fuck you.
I'm sitting here trying to help, and I get cussed out.
He ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying?
What you do is keep it 100 and tell you what it really is. Like, you can't leave that stuff out of your mind. Like, you played the biggest part in this shit, but you trying to force all of this fucking shift all the blame over here, man. No, until you realize the part you play and accept that shit to be able to move on from the situation, because that's what you want to do. From what I can see in some of these comments, like, you want to move on, but you got resentment and you have anger and this, that stuff that you shouldn't have.
I'm gonna say this. It sounds like to me, even if y'all could come to a common ground, you don't agree with the way they do things anyway. So if you don't agree with that, then those things, because I'm gonna tell you this, as a person who 1000% understands this, right? Just because you and your son are on the same page right now, later on, when that child develop a certain personality, it may resemble the people that you don't like. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
Didn't she say uncle or something told Carter that?
Yeah.
All right, you said it wasn't his place to tell him that. Woo. Yes, it is. It's his place. He can say that. He giving him the whole truth. If you go how you've been going about it, it makes it seem like, oh, well, we both wanted a kid, but then he decided not to want a kid, and this, that, and the third. So that'll make you feel some type of way, versus from the jump, this ain't what it was. Mama, you made this decision to do this stuff.
You said why, and you want him to. Okay, so Kirsch, I got a question to you, right? I understand you being angry at him and being mad, but I'm gonna ask you, and I want you to have. It's an honest question. Oh, it's an honest question.
Wait, respect? Huh? I'm confused.
You said why, and you want him to respect him. I don't know.
You love conditionally. No, man. Look, you got to understand this. You the mama, you wanted to be a mama. Anything that came out of you, you loving unconditionally, right? This person never wanted to be any of that. So yeah, most of the majority of everything gonna come with a condition. That only reason that family, the sister, the uncle, the grandma, the cousins, the only reason they accepting the kid, period, is because for him. If the kid wasn't for them, could you drop the kid off over there by the sister? No. So everything is conditional. It's based on a condition that is his kid.
Okay, so you say I accepted it all, and if he stood on all 10 and didn't fake it, it wouldn't be okay. I get that.
Hey, Mike, question.
Yes, sir.
You just sat up here and told our lovely, beautiful studio audience about the situation with your dad, right? Now, if I recall, for you to be able to tell any of this, he had to actually have.
Right.
So with that being,
Can you want me to tell the latest story that you know about the teenage part?
Hold on, man. Basically, it's wait. Go ahead. Wow, you do that
Okay.
while I
So another part of this story, like I told y'all, at a certain point, my mom was like, "Look, I'm not gonna put you on child support, whatever. You could I just want you to go your way, and then that'll be that, right?" So when I was about, I want to say 12, or no, I want to say about 14. I was playing for a football team, and like we lost the championship game, and I was doing what I did. I was supposed to be like MVP and all that shit. So we lost the championship game, and after we lost it, like I was depressed for like days. So my mom always knew how to get in contact with him. She hit him up like, "Man, look, this is a situation. Like, look, hey man, your son lost the game. He's depressed. I just wondered if you could talk to him." So, we had a conversation. We talked about it. I mean, he ain't helped much, but just talking to him was pretty cool, right? So we decided to have a meeting. At the time, he wasn't living in New Orleans no more. He had moved. So him and my mom decided, like, look, hey man, we in a better place now. Let's go ahead on and let's meet up for let y'all meet up for the summer. Like he can come stay by you for the summer. Okay, cool. We had all these plans. I was all excited. And me and him talked. And like at that point, I told him, I was like, man, look, hey bro, whatever you and my mama had going on, man, that's between y'all. I don't care nothing about none of that. I just care about how we moving forward. He's like, all right, cool, that's what's up. So we begin to talk more. We begin to have the relationship that I always wanted from him. And so basically that trip never happened. It wasn't because of my mom. It wasn't because of nothing she said or them getting to it. He just hit my mom up one day and was like, oh man, I can't do it. It's not gonna happen. And at that point, I was like, all right, bro, like that's it. It's one thing that you done had a situation where you maybe disappointed me when I was a kid. I done forgave you, and here we are moving forward, and here you done disappointed me again. Now, I was never FM or no nothing like that, but it was like, man, I never put myself in that position again. So, Kershaw, to you, there could be a situation where later on these people are going to have a conversation, and y'all can, and they're going to develop their own relationship. My thing that I will tell you is just be careful because you're so emotionally involved in this that you're thinking that you're protecting your child. I'm telling you right now, from experience, as your child gets older, you may not be the parent that child necessarily chooses to go to bat for. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this, Kershaw. For real, for real. What you miss? I mean, so now it's all good, Bree. It's cool. Like I never was the that didn't disappoint me when it didn't happen. It was just like, all right, that's what it is. I was always kind of mature, you know what I'm saying, for my age at that time. I'm like, oh, I ain't mad at it. Like you wasn't there anyway, so you wasn't nothing to miss. As I told y'all, I've always had my grandfather in my life up until, what happened. And so he was I never missed it. Like I've had grandfathers, uncles, cousins. Like that's how my family is. My family, my cousins ain't my cousins. That's my brothers and my sisters. That's just how we was raised. So it never was a situation where I was disappointed by dude not being around. I mean, because if I really wanted to find him and see him, I could have. But like for me, that was it. But Kershaw, what I was saying was, if you say you missed it, just be careful on how hard you go in the bat, because no matter what y'all going through, no matter what you feeling, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you right now, that child still has the other side of them folks in them. And you're going to see some of those sides. Now, when they're young, they're impressionable, y'all working together, y'all a team. As they get older, it could change. I hope. You said, listen, when he gave the toys away, it spoke volumes. I get all that. Kershaw, you're holding on more to that than it has to be. I get it. You were hurt by it. And you feel like, yo, I'm protecting my son and I'm protecting my child. I get all that. As you should. But if you're so emotionally invested in that, there's certain things about this age when you don't understand him as a boy, you may be wanting that dude to come do something. I'm telling you, don't say that you won't, because you in the situation right now. Carter, and I hope he doesn't. Carter can very well switch up and you start seeing some things in your son that resembles that dude that you have so much resentment for. I promise you that. There's always two sides to that coin. You heard what I said. You disagree with anything I was speaking on?
No, again, listening to everything that you said, I agree. The thing is, we have to be mindful that we don't personalize it or project it onto them. If you want to be done, be done. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I totally am okay with that.
Kershaw, you are speaking for the moment. I'm telling you, and you being stubborn. Listen.
Let me tell you. Let me say this here, because I Kershaw might think I'm going against her on some shit, and it's not what it's about. So, all right, when I came about, it was on some fugazi shit or whatever, however that went down with them. But this is strictly about the choices you make. That dude decided that he was gonna be the one. He was gonna marry my mama. He the pappy and all this shit here. I came into this world and he decided to change his mind and treat me like a bag of bones. That's why you made a choice, so you should have carried out that choice the way you made it. So what I'm telling you, don't force, you don't have to force anything. I went through hell because shit was forced. Man, don't do it.
I can agree with that, yeah. Because that
keep
forcing is
nobody
still
else.
projecting.
Yeah, don't do it. You're gonna end up ruining your kid, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it.
And what Jay's speaking on from one way, I'm speaking on it from my history, and I'm also speaking on, man, I can go so in depth on this of what happened and what transpired, like with one of my kids. Like I'm just telling you, right? You can do everything you possibly can that you think is the right thing for your kid at a certain stage. And when they get to a certain stage and start developing their own mind, your love almost don't matter because it's not going to match their actions. And then you're going to have a whole different type of outlook. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this from experience. And I'm telling you this, man, look, anybody who's been rocking with this podcast from the jump and to take your time out to come listen to what the fuck I'm talking about when you could have been doing anything else, man, I appreciate y'all and I respect y'all. So I'm talking from a place like I'm sitting right across from you, like Kershaw, we partners, we friends, and I will never tell you nothing, and Jay won't either. Jay just passionate about certain things that he's talking about, and he's not going against you. He's just trying to get you to see it another way.
No, I get it. You know what? Let's end this on a high note. Let's end this on a high note, because we're gonna say congratulations to Bree. Yeah. I don't know if y'all seen it, but Bree done the damn thing.
Oh shit, nah.
Congratulations, Bree. You've been rocking with him. She's been rocking with us since like day one. So we definitely want to give you a shout out. We saw this post. Not always are we looking for the bad stuff at the end of the day. She out there doing the damn thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, girl.
She graduated from leadership of Tangible Horror.
About to lead all them people into the hereafter.
Right. She learned so much. Congratulations.
Her motto gonna be two things can't be true.
Two things can't be
true. Two things can be true, Bree. No, absolutely. No, that's why it's congratulations. I'm pretty sure that was some hard work and everything. Yeah, there she goes. She's saying two things can be true right now.
Nah, man. Like this. Look, this was a real one, man. Like, hey, man. Shout out to y'all, bro. Like, for real. Like, you know.
Absolutely. No,
man,
shout out
this
to
was
y'all.
a tough one, and sometimes it brings some stuff out of us, and this is healthy.
Yeah,
Me and Jay,
that's the thing. Don't deny that.
When me and Jay disagree, Lord have mercy.
You know it's serious.
But nah, we don't disagree. We just look at, provide some extra insight. But nah, man, shout out to everybody, bro, for rocking with us again. This is good, man. I'm telling y'all, bro. We got something special here with this Narrative Project podcast family. So we need y'all to do the little things that we need y'all to do. I don't care if YouTube not the same. Just go on there and click the like on that motherfucker. We need that part because you're part of the show.
Share,
so, and subscribe. That's
anything.
all we need.
Make a comment in it. Anything.
Put it in your
it don't
story
matter.
or something. Let people know that this is some real stuff we got going on. For real, man. These real topics that people can talk about. But I think we approach this thing from a different angle. But anyway, shout out to y'all, bro.
Absolutely.
And shout out to all y'all for sent y'all prayers for my grandfather, man. I really appreciate y'all. For real. I really appreciate y'all because I really needed that. Do what? We said go to YouTube, Kirsch, and like it, comment, subscribe. Look, the link is in my bio on my page. All you gotta do is click on the bio in my page, and it will take you right to the YouTube page.
Yeah, that's or you go to YouTube and you just type in the Narrative Project podcast. It'll pop up.
You know, black folks like stuff easy. Black folks like shit easy. So just go in my bio, click on the bio, click on the YouTube link, and it'll go right there. But man, shout out to everybody, man. We out this thing. It's been another great podcast. This has been the Narrative Project podcast. I am your boy Mike. That is
Jada Icon.
That is Irwin Ford. Producing extraordinaire.
I do my best, fellas. I appreciate y'all.
Shout out to y'all, man. Okay, Jay, Reverend Lowdown. Boy!
She on fire.
But,
she on fire.
Shout out to y'all, man. We about to get up out this thing. It's been another goodie. I'll let y'all.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We had a great chat on why men choose marriage, setting record straight on black men and black women. If you enjoyed tonight, hit like, share, subscribe, and join us next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. on Instagram and YouTube. Until then, keep the conversation going. Have a great night, everybody.